Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 210 Culture Podcast. I am G.
And Donna.
And Dom is here. Dom's in the back, so you'll hear him with the voice of God, along with
Hello,
Jose.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 210 Culture Podcast.
Ay, pues su madre.
So we have a packed house today. So that's why Dom's God's voice. So of course we have one of our favorite DJs, or as of Friday, no longer a DJ, according to his mom. We have the one, the only DJ Act 6. Don't forget the 6.
Please.
And of course, the rest of the family that makes up Chrono Theory. Clap, everybody! Yay!
Yay!
Okay, go on. My
I'm
soundboard.
sorry, I
my soundboard's
waiting
checked
for
up.
the soundboard.
See, no pizzazz.
My soundboard was checked up. So of course, thank you guys for being on the show. It's been a long time in the making.
It has.
It really
We've known
has.
each other for probably a year now, and we haven't had you guys on. Why?
We had to
I
just
don't
make
know.
it clear that we started a petition and we finally got enough signatures. And
That
that's why
is
we're
a
here
fact.
today.
That is a straight fact.
We were just trying not to get
Wow.
canceled with cancel
Rude.
culture going on. So
She had me sign the
Okay.
petition 5 times. She made me sign it 13 times.
Okay, like 100 of the signatures are y'all. Okay, I
So
get
I'm
it.
Joe 1, 2, 3, and 4.
makes sense. So of course we are the award-winning San Antonio Magazine Best of the City 2020 podcast, and this episode is presented like always by Southtown 101, Pub Sports Radio, Southside Craft Soda, and Texas Bearded Cartel. So make sure you get one of these wonderful hats that's on the table, except Southside, I think, is the only one that's not for sale. But yeah, you can get all the wonderful caps through the specific people and pubsports.com in the shop section. And you can also get the Fight Island t-shirt that we have here in the front, because Jose pays me to
Talking
Say it.
hands.
Yeah, we have different shirts on there. We have other betting slip shirts. There's going to be a shirt for the Red Scare, the TBT team that we have a guy that does a show here. He plays for that team.
Oh.
So good times. Root for the
Nice.
Red Scare and the TBT.
Red Scares, not the Redskins. That's a whole different.
Yeah,
Topic.
Scare.
Okay.
Scare.
That's a whole different topic for another time. So of course we start our shows off with what we did over the weekend. So what did you guys do over the weekend?
What did we do over the weekend? Oh, nothing.
Sleep.
Quarantine. Yeah. However, on Friday we did kick it off. So Act 6, we're very happy to share that his first ever original single came out, Lunatic, on all music platforms. So
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah.
Search by Act 6, because I made the mistake of DJ Act 6 and it won't pop up. So make sure you use Act 6.
yes, that's correct.
You want to play a
Okay.
sample?
I
You
could.
want to play a sample? Somebody? Okay.
Somebody, anybody.
Well, let's keep talking while I work on that.
Okay. So that was 4th of July weekend. So did you guys do anything for 4th of July?
We popped fireworks in our front yard because we didn't.
Quarantine?
We didn't.
No, we
not.
didn't. We popped
Because
They
them.
did it outside of city limits.
They did it at our
That
house.
is not a fact.
They did it at
Yes.
our
I
house.
thought we were going to do
We
it
did.
inside our house. Oh, my bad. We're using our fireplace.
Through the fireplace, quarantine style.
Oh my
of
god,
course.
dude, it was so crazy because we were driving back. We went to his parents' house to do like a drive by, not like a shooting, just a drive by. And then when we were coming back, there was this car in front of us, like two cars, this car in front of us, and they were literally popping fireworks out of their car.
I really respect that. I
They
respect
had a
that.
Roman candle and they were like right in front of us. We just saw like head towards us, but like it just like
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
they
right
did it like this way.
Yeah.
Then I guess they realized like, oh shit, we probably shouldn't do it, and so they went up. And then the last one they did it like to the side again, and I was
You're
like,
just getting
hell
back
no.
at everyone that they don't like. Just so we're using the Roman candle. Let's go drive by Hefe's house.
right.
But you could get away with that, because you're just celebrating.
It was
Yeah.
on the fucking. It was on the highway. It was scary.
Oh, the
I was
highway.
like, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
50
was on the
miles an hour.
highway.
Oh.
It was on 35, like, but
Then
the
they-
cars were around.
And then they
and
threw
shit.
it out where I guess it was done, but there were still like two more left. So it just like started shooting out sideways, and I was like,
You're
okay.
gonna throw out like the cigarette bug you throw out the one and it flies back in.
Well, that's what I thought at
So-
first. Well, that's what I thought it was at first, because you saw like the trail, and then like as soon as I saw the trail, I just see like right next to the car, like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna die today.
Oh,
I was
Um,
terrified.
but you did it. You guys made it.
Yes.
We made
And
it.
You lived to tell the
Obviously,
tale.
I don't know. Maybe we're ghosts right now.
Oh,
Roadhouse,
They thought it was the purge or
paranormal
something.
episode.
Roadhouse. So here we go. The new single.
Just a little bit. Like, just give him a little taste.
That's all we can afford. That's it.
After 10 seconds, we
Keep
start
going. We're
making
making
it.
money.
I was waiting for her to go
Yeah,
30
don't
seconds. I was waiting for her to go 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't want to
Wait,
get hit
do
with
y'all
the
get
box.
paid after 30 seconds?
We get paid, period.
Oh, okay.
He's rich.
People listening are like, oh, I'm like, it's magic. It's all magic.
It's all the magical purse.
It's
We're
the
magicians.
streams. It's the streams, guys.
Yes, we got you that quarter of a penny. So,
There
Thank you.
go.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
welcome.
so yeah, so make sure you stream it everywhere. I stream that off of YouTube. I'm gonna just like make a playlist and let it play while I'm asleep.
This is a-
Keep it on mute so at night it just gets views.
We would
This
have
is
never
lullaby.
thought of that.
Definitely,
All right,
They
who
just
has-
keep
it
playing.
definitely
you.
wasn't my mom on SoundCloud
Uh,
putting it on.
That's
the
how you
play.
got 45,000 streams overnight.
All of a sudden.
I was gonna say if there's anybody who has 4 major credit cards that they're willing for us to max out, we can send it to Billboard and
Exactly.
purchase them.
Ooh.
Purchase them. That's how Takashi went number 1.
Ooh.
Very strategic.
Actually,
He went number 1 and then he fell to like 100 like the next week.
Right after that.
that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
So of course you are the youngest professional DJ. So for people who don't know that and all the other imitators out there, what does that specifically mean?
Hola.
Well, because I'm pretty sure there's other ones that aren't considered professional DJs.
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't use iTunes.
I don't use iTunes. I don't.
Or he doesn't
Or
use
SoundCloud?
Don't
No?
let the whole song play out and then just hit
He
next.
doesn't use a playlist.
Ooh.
What that actually means is that he's been doing
Shots
it
fired.
for going on 6 years now. He started at 7 years old. Not only is his experience, his knowledge, the equipment that he uses, and the manner in which he uses the equipment, and really equipment matters too. As someone who
It
doesn't
does.
have as much musical experience as my husband and my son, I didn't realize that until I used to be like, man, you guys are music snobs or instrument snobs. And then, yeah, you go and you start, right? Like, I'm sure you guys see other people doing what you do and you're passionate about, and you can pick up the difference in equipment and sound and
Oh, yeah.
gear and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
production and all those little things that make you unique to your craft. And so that's really important too. So I think all those factors really, and his passion for
Mhm.
what he does, it differentiates him from everyone else.
Yeah.
And
I
the
think
fact
we're
that
kind
he's
of the
not-
same way too, as far
Yeah.
as like equipment wise. Not that we didn't know, but it
Mm.
was more like we kind of had to work with what we got because we're broke. And like, if you want good equipment, it's gonna be expensive as
Yeah.
shit. So
It is.
That's a fact.
yeah,
Plenty of times where we've lost audio or me and Dom have to try to figure it out and put it back together.
yeah,
Which
it's crazy.
I
Modern
forgot.
problems would solve modern solutions.
Yes.
Oh,
It's called
facts.
turning it off and turning it back on.
Yes. Unplug it and plug it back in.
Did you switch it to one
Uh,
volt?
Or
It's
So-
called
It's
Mexican
did you
rigging.
reboot the computer?
Yeah.
Yes.
duct tape.
I just realized we didn't actually say what we did or let Dom say
Who
what he did.
cares? I mean, not Dom because we do care about
Wow.
Dom. But I meant like
You know what?
us. Like
God
we didn't do anything. We're
just had-
quarantined.
We just had a
I mean,
fireworks show, but
there's
watch
some
that
shit to
that
do.
clip review.
How do you know, Donna? What do you know about my life? What if I have an
Yeah.
interesting weekend? You know,
Jose, really?
You don't know.
Okay, what did you do? Please.
I sat at home all day and did nothing.
Oh wow, very good.
Wow, that
fun.
sounds amazing. That's
actually
It was a great. It was. Let me tell you, it was a great time.
Nice. Well, so did we.
a
So.
fun time.
What did you do, Dom?
I delivered meals to the poor, went to COVID patient, the
Oh,
regular things.
Wow, look at you.
Oh yeah, see,
Being a
you
good
said it was not
civilian.
important.
No,
but I
not
guess
that
it
you
was-
weren't
no,
important.
it's
I just
cool.
said that B&G's weekend was not important. Okay.
But yeah, my mom has been dealing with a lot of COVID patients from the VA.
that's true.
So, she's been doing a lot of extra work, and I've been having to help her out since she's, one woman and she's doing it on her own. So
Yeah.
it's very tough because they're like moving all COVID patients from the VA in San Antonio out to Kerrville.
Oh,
Like if
wow.
they're legitimate patients,
Mhm.
they're getting moved out to her sector. So now she's having to wear more equipment to help prevent COVID, like the face shield, gloves, multiple layers of clothing. It's crazy, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
respect
sure.
her for still doing her job when a lot of people would have quit or done something else,
Oh yeah, I know.
like Natasha,
I
especially.
would. I'd be like, deuces, bye.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough decision.
Yeah.
It's very
It is.
admirable.
Yeah.
Everyone that's in that field.
Yeah.
So, X, how does it feel to know that you have an official, legitimate song that people can actually stream, and not just what you've been like sharing on Instagram or having to worry about people like taking your stuff?
It feels kind of cool to now know that I have something that's out, and like the fact that I actually made it from beginning, like from scratch, like everything from scratch, and now that it's fully out and everyone can hear it, that's just like an amazing feeling.
I know that's for us too because we have sitting on it since y'all made it when y'all first gave it to
Oh,
us a
yeah, I
couple months
know.
ago.
Mhm.
So
We gave them the full disclaimer,
Mhm.
and it had something to do. No, I'm just kidding.
They
were like,
it's just
Don't
funny.
share it.
It's funny because it reminds me back of like when I was in high school. Like I would go to like all the websites to get like the new like songs that would come out, and then I'd have them there for like months, and then all of a sudden it started popping out on the radio, and I was like, "Oh, that song's cool." And it's like, "Oh wait, I have it right here. I've had it here this whole time." So it's kind of the same thing because like I've had it there, and then even with my Snake Jazz video, I was waiting. Don was like, "No, you're not gonna
It's a true
post it till they announce
masterpiece.
that it's out," and I was like,
Yeah.
"But I want to put it out already. It's already midnight."
Yeah, exactly.
So
And you got the official blessing.
yes,
Snake Jazz video was out prior to us giving the official announcement, which I thought did it justice.
The video was a true
Mm.
Yes.
masterpiece.
Yes.
we're gonna need to do a Snake Night Saturday.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm.
that is yes.
No more social Saturdays.
No more social media. Snake Saturday.
Snake Night Saturday. Um,
That's funny.
so this is just a personal question that I've had for you for a while
Oh.
because I think you've answered it before, but I don't think I actually paid attention.
I probably didn't pay attention to
Dang.
it.
Well, I thought that. So, why did you come up with your DJ name, Chrono Theory?
Oh, well, growing up, like in the 80s, I like loved RPGs, right? So
Mhm.
there was a game called Chrono Trigger
Mhm.
back in the day. So I go, oh, Chrono Theory, Chronos, close to
Mhm.
time, the theory of time. I'm a DJ, I'm a musician. And then I switched it from the CH to the K, just, so no one would think, oh, it's
Same.
Chrono Trigger, what a thief, you know? so, so that's how I came up with it, the Greek and time type of
Mhm.
thing. And I remember I would discuss it with my wife, and she was like,
Because I thought it was a bit long,
I-
but it kind of grew on me.
I
Mhm.
imagine. Cynthia was probably like, all right, whatever.
she's like, yeah. So you're not gonna go with DJ
Sure.
Stu? Okay.
DJ Stu.
I was like, no, Sweaty Mike's ready to you.
Sweaty
So yeah, so that's how I came up with it. And I told her, and she's like, oh yeah, sure. Like everyone's gonna get that one. So
Well, I have to explain it often. They're like,
Mhm.
where do you come up with that? I'm like, the theory of time. Time transcends. Time in the.
okay, I'm not all that.
They're
I'm
just
transitive
like,
though.
mm,
I think I'm just-
mm.
Trust me, I heard a background story, but
I think explaining Sweaty Mike would have been better.
Sweaty Mike.
That's gonna be
His
for
name's
another podcast.
His name's not even Mike.
Mm.
Or Stu.
hey, when there's
My
snakes in
friend-
the
my
summer,
friend's name
we all
is Mike.
become Sweaty Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
It is not fun.
That's funny. What's
And
that?
Bridget's looking at me. No.
What?
I said,
Well, yeah,
"Mike,
because
I'll-"
you have the questions.
Well, that's for later.
Okay, so I have a question. Take us through the process of beginning to end, I guess, with this song or any particular song that you or beat that you come up with. Like how do you start it, and then how do you know, like, okay, this is it. Like this is what I want.
Okay, all my ideas start at 6 a.m. Don't ask why, but they do. I remember with this song, Lunatic, I woke up at like 5:30. I barely had any sleep, and I had like the melody in my head. So I was just like, just gonna go on the computer, play it very low, because everyone else was still asleep.
Well,
No,
yeah,
fuck
everyone-
that. You did it loud.
Everyone else
Loud
was
and
asleep.
proud.
I love this version of the story, how he says he played it low. That's not what happened.
Okay, it was a medium. Okay, you caught me.
It was a medium.
It
We're not-
definitely
we're not
wasn't
at
at
Walmart.
100. No, but
I was
actually,
at
it
like
was-
75.
I was gonna say, and his definition of medium is like full blast in a normal house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, but it was at 6 a.m. and I just logged onto the computer and I just started messing around with piano notes and I just basically just created like every single sound on piano, and then I finally put it in each sound on a plugin we have, Nexus and Serum. And then like an hour in, I was like, this sucks. Like, because that's what happens with every single thing. Every producer goes through that, where it's like, oh, this is not as good and people are not gonna like it. Then someone woke up and was like, oh, this is cool, and I was like,
Don't blame me. It was the dog. She needed to go out. I was like, hey, I'm all, can you
Only
turn that off?
reason.
She needs to go out, dude.
but yeah, I started putting it on every single thing, and then I changed it midway because I thought it wasn't good. But then the final melody hit of just dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun. And then so I finally put some chords to it, which is in the very beginning, where it's like
Yeah.
And yeah, I just created every single melody on a piano, and then just put it all in a separate sound, and I organized it, and that's how it came out.
It was magic.
Just like that. He
Nice.
just paintbrushed it.
And so,
He
did you
Bob
ask
Ross
your
it.
dad for input, or was it kind of
Yes. I always ask the whole
With
family.
or without a question, he'll get my input.
like?
He'll be doing something like he'll be doing the
He's
world's
not
most
wrong.
important thing ever. Hey, Dad, can you come listen to this real quick?
And I'll
He'd
be
come
like,
running.
I'm gonna turn it down. Don't you know? Don't you know? Your grandma's asleep.
Yeah. These are true stories because we're both working from home right now. But it's like no one has regard that anyone's working.
And it's
Mhm.
always
It's like, can you
in-
come do this? I'm like, sure. It's not that I'm trying to solve the world's problems right now.
I'm not in a meeting, Zoom meeting right now, but sure.
Mhm.
Let me just close this WebEx real fast. I'll just put it on mute. No, I like it because when he does it, like he does it all on his own. Like he only
Mhm.
comes to me when it's like I need something, which is really cool because I don't want to like change his voice, like his artistic voice. So I like it when he does it all on his own. He goes, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about this, real quick?" Oh yeah, and then he goes off and does the thing. Or that's like the usual thing, usually, right?
Mhm. It's like, oh yeah, bye.
Yeah.
I'm
a lot of
I'm
roles
working.
have changed at the house.
Yeah.
We used to all help him when he was DJing, and
Right. Yeah.
and now we're just like, what do you need?
How
How can we help you?
I became the roadie, so I'm fine with that. I just set up and relax.
Right? And then
Somebody
take
else
over
making
during
the
bathroom
money.
breaks.
Yeah,
Yes, that's a fact.
And then he's all, "Why is there house music on my deck?" I'm sorry, dude.
Change the whole.
No, like
I don't know what
like,
happened.
It'll like I'll be playing like a hip hop song or something like that, and I'll go to the bathroom, and all I know from the bathroom is I'm like, oh, that's cool.
He's like, I guess I didn't pee fast enough.
He's
all-
got that down to a science too. I was like, man, what's
Now he
happening?
gets to the point now where I don't even get a chance to switch the song. He's already back. Like, hey,
Exactly.
But yeah, the
Like
key-
he'll be about to mix the song, and I'll already be back.
and then she's like, "I couldn't even get a live video of your dad. Like, what's going on?" You know? It's a video of me just walking away all pissed.
So how different are y'all's, I guess, DJ preferences? Like,
I guess since I'm older, like I like to do a lot of house, and I'll actually like to use a lot of movie clips, like in my stuff, in my intros.
oh, okay.
So like I'll be mixing a song, and you'll literally hear like Leonardo DiCaprio's like Romeo and Juliet, like in the middle of the mix.
Or like in one of your ones, you're like sampled like a Rob Zombie thing.
Oh, I sample like Rob Zombie, where it starts up with the record, and the little girl's out of the darkness, the zombie did call. And then it's playing, and then right in the middle of the song, it has the other clip. It's all up yours, baby, and then it goes to another
It's like
song.
the funniest thing ever though. Like he was like, "Hey, look, Abram, listen to this." It's like, and I said, "Up yours." I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
He's all, "That's how you make it your own." He's like, "Yeah, whatever, Dad." It's like we're like kind of night and day to certain things. When he first started, we are almost the same. He started off with the Daft Punk and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He's
And
like,
then now I just go hardcore.
yeah, we had these
dubstep.
videos of him doing Daft Punk. He's all, "Look, I really like this song Around the World, Dad. What do you think?" I was like, "Oh, no one's ever heard of that one." And now he like played tracks. I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's trap, dude." I was like, "Okay."
That's trap.
I'm
That's-
trapped in this room. Get me out.
Get me out.
That's bowl of nails by spit.
I'm all, no. But yeah, so I think we're come different. We
yeah.
have some
We have
similarities,
Mhm.
but musically, like writing music, it's
completely different.
You know, it's like
Say
Super
finish
different.
each other.
I know, right?
No,
Like-
because like I'll just be making random hip hop beats and then like just put them in a folder. He'll be making like full on songs with intros and like so much
Videos.
ambient music and videos. And, like
Yes.
I'm
Go
like-
check out his new song Lament on Instagram. Chrono_theory
You see, I
Lament.
didn't even know you had a new song too.
see, I
He
just,
does.
you know, I'm older now. That's about him. So,
like,
you know, so yeah, so,
So is there gonna be like a collaboration at some
It
point?
depends.
I don't know because we can't really work together.
no, that's
Let me
super
tell
true.
you what happened.
It's like it's
and
like
I'm like this in the middle.
You're the referee.
Yes. I'm like, okay, guys, okay, break
She's
it
like,
up, break
she's like,
it up.
popcorn's ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Seriously, I'm like MJ, like
All of a sudden, hey, Eric, the dog needs to go out. What do you mean she's not even here?
those were
She's
the
already
fireworks y'all
out.
heard
Shut up,
yesterday.
you go outside.
Go outside.
we'll bounce ideas off each other, but when we were sitting like in the studio, it's kind of tough because like,
because I'm like
I'm-
I want to do one thing, but he's like, no, we should do.
and
it
I'm
this way."
real like vintage synth wise. Like we have a ton of synths at our house,
Mhm.
so he's like, "Oh, we can do that in a plug-in." I'm all, or you can plug the Juno in.
I'm
He's like, "No,
but
we can do it in a
we can do
plug-in."
it on the plug-in, which is faster and easier.
I'm all, we could do it on the virus. No, we don't need no virus. We can go ahead and do it.
we already have a big virus going on.
Yeah, we
need
can
another one.
hold the virus for now.
Yeah, so that's like my thing. I like using hardware synths, and he's more of a VST type of guy. So.
Mm. Gotcha.
So I know within the year that we've known you guys, you've had a lot of big stuff happen over the years. Or over the years.
Over
Years.
the years.
It just seems that long.
It just seems that long.
With this virus, we've been at it for like 6 years now with the corona.
Yeah, seriously.
But of course, one of the newest achievements is that you guys are now on DFW
Party 105.
Party 105. Yes. So now Fridays, he is one of the DJs
Oh, yeah.
there for the young DJs
Mhm.
section. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody over there. You can tune in on the app or follow their page on Fridays, of course, from his Wednesday show. So now that's Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays that you can catch them back to back.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that you now have bigger platform now?
I think it's crazy that the fact that I started when I was 7, just being like mixing like 1 or 2 songs, now that I'm like on another like radio station that's like in Dallas, and I'm just like mixing whatever, like it's just crazy to know that like I'm like doing bigger things than I was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, and the station does broadcast worldwide.
Oh,
So
really?
they're out of Dallas,
Oh,
but the broadcast goes worldwide.
Yeah.
So I mean, the sky's the limit, you know.
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course, it's app right now powered through the Surge DFW and Live 365.
Mm.
So you just search
Okay.
up Party 105,
Yeah.
and that's how you. Or you can even log in like to their Facebook page.
So is it? I know it's Fridays, but does he sometimes come on Saturdays?
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yes.
actually on another local radio station also on
Oh, okay.
Saturdays from 5 to 7. It's Modsnap Radio.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now he started doing Modsnap when he was like, what?
This was in 2017. So
Oh wow.
yeah, he's going on. Well, yeah, I guess he was
Mhm.
like 10
10.
when
Yeah.
he
So-
started on Modsnap.
I was about to say
Mhm.
8.
I think it's funny because it was both our show, but now it's just him, and I'm just doing post production. So I just get all I get to do is add my little thing, Chrono Theory, in the mix, and that's all I add.
I'll be in my room
post-production.
for like 2 hours recording.
Khaled. You're like DJ.
He's
I'm
like,
Khaled.
and
Another one, Chrono Theory, in the mix.
We the best.
Yes, exactly.
And then I'll play it real low through the whole thing, so subliminally everyone's hearing my name. So what? It's
Was
another,
that Chrono Theory?
it's another
No,
Fight
that's-
Club with just 1 second of my name.
Not
So-
even it cuts off at the end of the radio. It's like, croak.
I'm still very mad that I'm not fan of the week. I'm just saying.
Oh my.
Oh my
Well, you gotta
we
be a
took
top fan.
break.
It's a new week. It's a new week.
No,
Yeah.
I got really mad at the way they did it because they did it on a Saturday. So I was like, that's technically not the whole week.
Yeah.
Well, because so G was
Facts.
Wednesday,
Very-
and then we
very
would
true
announce
facts.
like yesterday if we would have done it wasn't for the holiday, he would announce the new fan of the week because I go
Mm.
figure they get Saturday night announcement, so they can go, hey, I'm Chrono, I'm Chrono. My bad.
See, he's really
There
trying
you
to.
go.
Chrono Theory
We see what he's
Pandemonium.
doing.
They're all, hey, I'm Max Six's fan of the week on Saturday, and y'all can go to the bar and tell everyone, hey, I'm Max Six's fan of the week.
Or
So you-
don't go to the bar and just say it at
I mean,
home.
you can stand outside. I'm not saying for you to go in. I'm
No,
saying.
they're all closed, so you have
That's
to stand
right,
outside.
Just
Tell
yell
me
at,
to stand outside with
Yell-
I'm fan of the week.
yell it out your house.
Right, another
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I know
Be
where
an
y'all
80s
live.
throwback.
I know where
Of course
y'all
you have
live,
to
I'm
be-
just
Bring the
saying.
boombox and just stand up there.
Say
course.
anything right there.
Of course, you have to be the top fan first. You're not a top fan.
Grab your badge, Don.
I think we
Grab
might need
that
a
badge.
walkout. That's something I might need to.
Yeah, my piece.
Whoever walks out is the next fan.
I walk out.
So you have Isabel that says, "Hi guys, yay DJ Act 6."
Hey.
Hey.
Hola.
All right.
Like, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Whoa. That was a whole man's voice.
I said that at the very beginning. Also.
Put the hat back on.
He needs a hat.
So this part of the show is something I decided to come up with since, Axe doesn't really care about the news and people catching fire. So we
Facts.
figured the topics might be a little hard for him to have an opinion on. So instead, we've decided to come up with a quiz show today to replace our normal topics. So, welcome to the 210 Culture Generation Gap Quiz. We have 3 contestants on the show today. Okay, well, y'all can join in too, but
Dang.
Nice.
It's-
That
well-
invite though.
Thank you so much.
Gen Xers always
Well,
getting pushed to the side.
You're all since you're at the table, you
Well-
might as well just play.
well, I mean,
I'm like the uncle no one wants to play the game. He brought money, so we can play Loteria too.
well, it's either one of 2 things. Either y'all are gonna know all of these because you're older, or you're not gonna know these because you're older. So that's why it's like,
So I
That's amazing.
So I have a 50-50 chance of breaking
I'm-
even.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm ready to switch
50-50.
out with Dom.
Wondering what
that's
the
why-
questions are.
that's why you get the option of playing if you want or not. It's fine.
I'm
So
playing all the way.
we have 3 main contestants here today. So first, representing the 90 generation will be Dom.
Wait, what?
You're representing for
You're
us, sir.
playing, you're playing.
We
Oh,
literally
I guess.
technically rigged this for you to win because you lived in this generation, so you should know most of these.
Hopefully
I
you
hope
remember.
so.
You're the expected winner here.
I hope so.
What if I win the babies?
Oh, there you go.
Representing the middle generation gap, the Zillennials will be Jose.
Yeah, the winners.
Facts.
You're the
Which-
superior
The
generation.
Facts.
Which he may have a chance because he was at the tail end of this, and so
But
he
I
may-
don't know anything culture related, so here we go.
It's true,
Yes.
you don't.
And then representing Gen Z, but he has an old soul, so that's where it makes it fair, is Act 6. And then if you're watching at home, feel free to comment your answers as well as we go through this. So there's no prize
I guess I shouldn't look at the comments then.
other than just bragging rights. So-
no, don't.
So other than bragging rights, this is just for fun, but you're representing your generation, so don't blow it.
No pressure.
No pressure over here.
So it's 10 questions that we're going to go through, and the one with the most points wins for their generation. So we'll throw a softball one here. The first question is, who was the butler on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Was it Jeffrey, Carlton, or Bertram?
How do we answer?
Y'all can all just say the
Beep.
answer, and then
It's
at the end I'll say who's
Jeffrey.
right.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey.
All right, everybody get it right.
I
Point
used,
for
to watch
everybody.
it, I used to watch it for like.
That's my
Wow.
jam.
That's
I watched it as well.
like I said, it's a softball. That was a softball one.
Well, here,
Come on, and now freestyle the song. Let's go.
So now, second question. Which candy was known as the Fresh Maker? Was it Mentos, Tic Tacs, or Nerds?
I'm gonna guess Mentos.
Mentos as well.
I'm gonna chime in and Mentos. I speak for Act 6 as I gave birth to him.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I mean, there's a
I
point.
brought that
Got
in.
a point.
All right.
You can't argue with that.
So that is correct.
can't.
So everybody is at 2 points apiece. Yes,
Thank you.
Mentos, the Fresh Maker. I used to remember those commercials all the time.
Mhm.
So next, for everybody who wasn't born yet at that time because they took it off the air, MTV used to have a video show called TRL. The question is, what does TRL stand for? Does it stand for The Realist, Total Reaction Live, The Rapper's Legacy, or Total Request Live?
Shit, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the last one, but I'll be honest, I have no fucking idea.
Me either.
I'm gonna
Dom?
chime in.
Oh,
Are you
Carson
serious?
Daly.
Okay.
I was about to.
Carson Daly was the host, and it's Total Request Live.
Yes.
Quest Live,
I
yeah.
was about to say.
That's
We
not
actually
fair.
just
You
watched the
can't help.
documentary.
Exactly.
You
We
can't
just
help.
watched
Facts
it.
on that.
We just watched the
Yeah.
documentary on it.
I'm no longer commenting.
No, you're not. Bye.
Okay, so everybody's
I'm gonna
tied.
put my hands on here too because I was gonna
Right.
tap
Okay,
it.
remember when you invite us back? Who's not talking?
Ah, yeah.
I just got kicked off.
So the score stands at 3 apiece. So everybody is tied.
Wow.
So the
Wonder
next
what the hard
one,
ones are.
Yeah, where are the hard
Total
ones?
request live. Leticia,
oh, they get-
you've been
they
getting
get-
these right, Leticia.
they get towards the end.
Okay.
So the next one, what does AIM stand for? Is it Active Instant Message, AOL Instant Message, Automated Instant Message?
I'm gonna go
I
with
know
the second
that
one.
one.
Automated. I'm gonna go with automated.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh.
It's instant.
AOL Instant Messenger is the answer, so Jose gets the point.
Oh, look at that! I was like, I thought I was way wrong.
Yes, America Online. You got mail.
I didn't know that.
So
No.
Jose's in the lead with 4, and Dom and
Well, yeah,
Ax
because by
at
the
3.
time that you were born, AOL was already
Chat
like,
rooms
out the
didn't even
window.
exist.
Yeah,
They're
it
all
was
just MySpace.
Here's
Yeah, I
a-
remember the
Mhm.
dial-up
MySpace.
era.
My first email address was nosfreak5@aim.com.
Dang.
Respect.
Oh my
And then
God.
and then Tiger had that song AIM, and that was like my jam.
Okay, what was your first email address?
It's still the Flowtown one, the
Oh,
Flowtown
is
6
it
at Yahoo.
really?
Mhm.
Okay. Do y'all have embarrassing email addresses?
No.
No.
Well, mine just always
What?
sounds. Only guitar players know it. Because when I go and I told her, she's like, "What?"
I didn't get it.
It was jsatch1001 at AOL, right?
Oh.
And she's like, Jay Satch? Do you mean anything else? Oh no, Joe Satriani. So
Or Cube actually responded. to the question.
Leticia had been answering like the
Oh,
last 2
well.
questions, and
Well, you
she's been
should-
getting them right.
Okay, well you need to tell me so that way I can calculate
Yeah.
them too. Well, I didn't know she was playing.
Leticia, a shout out to you for giving me the answers, even though I'm not looking at it.
No, she didn't comment on this one. Yeah, I had my email. It was through Yahoo, and it was I still use it sometimes. It's punkrocker29
Hell yeah.
_ lover.
And that, people, is facts.
Yeah, and now
Comment-
that is a fact.
Comment some of your crazy embarrassing emails and we'll post them on here.
I'm almost sad I don't have one.
I had a
Yeah.
Netscape one.
Oh my
What?
God.
Netscape.
I can't remember it, but I remember it was at Netscape.
My parents had a SVC Global.
Oh,
one.
.net. Yeah.
Yes.
See, so my mom was like totally against like AOL.
Yeah.
So we had Netscape before we had AOL. You know, it's a teacher thing. You know?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give another softball one to make up for that one.
I disagree.
Go hard.
Dunkaroos. Was it a cereal? True or false?
Huh?
I'm gonna say false,
Sorry.
but this is one of those ones that I'm also guessing on.
Dom.
You said Dunkers?
Dunkaroos. Were they a cereal?
Dunkaroos. True.
True.
True. All right, we're back to a tie ball game.
Dang.
Yes, Dunkaroos
Yes.
are true.
Yes.
I was like, that has to be a
I
shoe.
was-
I
I'm not
was
confident.
like,
Was
So-
that the one with the little kangaroo on the box?
Yes. So they
Yeah, I do
actually
remember
came
that.
back. They're currently available through 7-Eleven, and I forgot to
7-Eleven.
stop at 7-Eleven to get some.
Wow.
So yeah, apparently they're coming back
so we're
this
going
year.
there after.
So
Well,
I'm gonna
Leticia
go-
said no. Oh,
I'm-
she just commented.
I'm gonna
Leticia
pick
had
up
said
my
no.
my.
I
Oh
thought
yeah, I'm sorry.
Dunkaroos-
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say Dunkaroos are the
Jose's
little
right.
are the little.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, y'all are wrong.
That's right.
Wrong. Leticia's
That's
right.
It's not cereal. It's a
G doesn't know.
They're
this
like
either?
the little lunchable looking thingies, and they have like
Oh,
icing
yeah.
with like little.
They had the
things, like
cookies,
little-
Yeah.
and you would
Mhm.
scoop them out.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jose's up by 2.
Dang.
Oh, see how
Don't
Don't
quickly
call it
things
a don't call it a route yet.
So, but yeah, they are back though. At 7-Eleven, and they're gonna start putting them back in the grocery stores because people demanded them.
Shout out to Leticia again for having my back.
Yeah. She's been getting them right.
So,
Shout out.
so the next one. What movie did Shaquille O'Neal appear in the 90s? Was it Kazam, Home Alone, or Cool Runnings?
Kazam.
Kazam.
I'll step in for him. It's Kazam.
Remember, folks, he spoke.
Mm.
Yes, you're all correct. It is Kazam.
Yay.
Wasn't he like a genie or something?
Yeah,
like
he
that?
Yeah.
Genie.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you want Shaq to be a genie?
There you go.
A
So,
lot of people
It's
mistaken
not
him
making my wishes come
for
true.
what's
so
his
the
name?
fuck?
That other actor.
The one that came out in the Green Mile.
I feel like it's hard to mistake Shaq. I feel like it's one of those things.
Sinbad. The,
Oh,
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
because
Well-
there was a movie with Sinbad in it, and he was a genie.
Yes,
too.
yes, I
Mhm.
remember that.
Leticia
That was
said
Shazam.
A. Yes, Leticia. You're
that
right.
was Shazam.
Yes.
So we have 1, 2, 3. We got 4 questions left, and Jose is up by 2.
Yep.
So pretty much, if Jose gets
Woo, woo.
2 of these wrong, y'all
Dios.
can come back and tie it.
50%. That's what I shoot for.
So this is
50%.
this is where things get a little bit fun. So,
Fun.
Uh-oh.
which of the following is a Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
Hell yeah.
Oh God. Here
The
we go.
choices are Agumon, Hitmonlee, Summon Skull, or
It would
Pikachu.
be really-
Agumon.
I'm gonna say the third one.
Can I hear the middle two again?
Hitmonlee and Summon Skull.
Summon Skull.
Summon Skull is right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't
guacamole?
watch
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
what I
I watch
heard.
Naruto.
Play that after
Guacamole.
school.
I don't watch
Andrew in
Yu-Gi-Oh!
school.
Let me
anymore.
tell you, I was a fiend with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. An absolute fiend.
My blue
That
eyes.
doesn't surprise
No.
me. Did you duel with people?
No, well, let's relax, Donna. Let's not go
Really?
that far.
Just
Let's
go
not
like
go that
that.
far.
Let-
I just liked having the cards. We didn't know how to play. You know?
Wow.
I wasn't
rude.
a mathematician.
So, can you guys figure out who the other 3 are from what shows?
The first one was a
Pokemon's
Digimon, obviously. The second one's a Pokemon, and
The last one's a Pokemon.
I was about
last
to
one's
say
a
the
Yep.
fourth one. I don't even know.
Yeah.
what's wrong.
Correct.
I've heard
That's
of
correct.
Pikachu.
All right. So, I guess I gotta explain this one to
I'm
Abram.
nervous.
I'm gonna have to explain this
This
one
is
to
my
Abram first.
championship question.
Oh,
So
great.
at one time in the 90s, they thought it was cool to come up with different color food. They came out with a line of
Facts.
different color ketchup.
Mhm.
Oh.
So the following question is, which one of these is not a color of ketchup? Red, green, purple, or yellow?
Yellow.
I'm gonna go with green.
Jose.
Well, I mean, I feel like yellow it should be the answer, but that's mustard. So I'll roll with yellow, and if I get it wrong, I still have 2 more questions.
That is correct. It is yellow.
Wow,
There you
thank
go.
you. Look at that, guys.
So there
on a
was
roll.
yeah,
there
there
was
was
red.
I was
Yeah.
confused.
Oh,
There
that's
there
like
is
so
still
it's
currently
red.
red.
But no,
I was like,
but-
well, no shit, there's
but no,
red. Like, bring
but
it
no.
out.
But no,
Yeah,
when
it's
they actually
purple,
came out
green,
when they
or
came out with
something.
that line of ketchup, they actually had the regular red and then they had the purple and the green. So
Man,
I'll
that's
definitely-
like back in the day. Do you remember
I
the
had the
Franken
green
weenies? Did you
one.
remember those?
We've- when I was doing research for this, we found the crazy fries
Yeah.
that they were like
wow.
blue
Back in the day.
and they had like
missed
cinnamon. They had like cinnamon fries and they had like we
I
just randomly
missed
found
it.
it. It was
Feels like a Kahoot game. This feels like a Kahoot game. I always get them right in the beginning, then out of nowhere I just start going down.
He takes down. He's no longer in the top 5.
I know.
top
I
12
think
now.
Jose's still up by 2.
I already won.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
So there's 2 questions left, I
Well,
guess,
no,
or
if
one
you-
question.
Yeah, pretty much if you get this next one right, you win because you can get it wrong and Dom can still tie you.
Okay. Well, I'm scared.
Okay.
I can't win at all.
So
That's funny.
this one might be a little bit unfair to you, but I'm gonna go anyway. So, what is the name of the cartoon that the main characters play extreme sports like surfing, skateboarding, BMXing, rollerblading? The choices are Rocket Power, BMX, Surf Squad, or Roller Rats.
Easy.
I'll
I
lock
already
it.
know that one.
I'll lock it in right now. It's Rocket Power.
It is Rocket Power.
Rocket Power.
Yes, that is correct.
Nickelodeon.
So Jose wins, but we do
I
have.
love
Do I get a
Rocket
trophy? Do I get a trophy? Can I wear a belt around?
Listen, the
Yeah, you
dad-
can wear the
dad
talking
seemed
hands.
Like he was always stoned.
Yeah.
He
The
was.
dad.
And
I
his Hawaiian
mean-
friend.
Donna, don't you know if you do all these crazy sports, you must be stoned?
You
Come
must-
on.
You must
That's
be.
stereotyping, sir. That's
That's the stereotype, exactly.
You have to medicate, and then they had that. The fat kid was from Kansas. I think it was
What were we
Kansas.
talking about?
Squid.
Rocket Power? Again?
Yeah, Squid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
Squid.
think it was from Kansas. So they were all like from the
brains
beach.
of the operation.
And then he was just like, I'm from Kansas. So he was like the weenie because he was from Kansas. I always thought that was funny.
Camera guy was always right.
Well, it's kind of like how Shaggy is always high, allegedly.
Mhm.
So
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
that's true.
Shaq.
I saw that one meme where they're like,
They just didn't say
it was
out
like
loud.
talking about everybody. And it was like, in the cartoons, he's a drug dealer. In the movie, he's a stoner or something. But it's like at the end of the day, the one thing that's consistent is Shaggy sells drugs.
Wasn't there a meme going around about him like, oh, I saved everyone by using 2% of my power?
Yeah.
He was like the most like powerful man in the world.
So I'm gonna give
It was
y'all
cute.
the bonus question, which was gonna be the tiebreaker anyway, because I don't think any of y'all watched this show except me.
Well,
So
then just ask the question anyway.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I am. So
Oh my
there was
God.
a show on WB Kids, which was channel 35, and it didn't last long towards the end, so y'all might not have watched it. Jose was probably just barely
yeah, I
watching
was
cartoons at the
maybe-
time.
maybe not. born.
So there was a show called Mucha Lucha, which was
I
based.
love Mucha
Oh,
Lucha.
About wrestlers.
Oh, God.
So-
Lucha, Lucha.
The question is what is the name of the main characters of the show? The choices are A. Ricochet, Buena Girl, and the Flea. B. Demon, Ladybug, Captain Pain.
I'm gonna go with the
Or
first one.
C. Taco King, Terminator, Lucha Girl.
No, I'm gonna go with the
Ricochet.
first
I'm
one.
gonna
A.
go with the first one.
Let me tell you, G,
Okay.
you're not good at making these questions because I feel like half of the answers have been A.
Well, I've been filling this out on the website, so
So half of the questions were A.
no. There was one,
The only
two,
name I really remember is the flea.
three,
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I was about to say
Yeah,
the flea was the
Yeah.
only one I remembered.
4, 5 out of 5. It was 50%.
50% were A.
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
Go with
So
A.
you rigged it.
I did not rig it. If I would have rigged
Gee,
it,
I
if I would have rigged it, I would have been like, in what episode of Boy Meets World did the car get stolen?
Oh,
and guess who's never seen Boy Meets World, right?
Episode
here?
You've never seen
23.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I don't
I've
even know
never
what
seen
it
it.
is.
Ah,
Exactly.
Nothing on
Well,
it.
that's when I was compiling this
Wow.
list. It was like, if I didn't know the answer, I'm pretty sure y'all didn't know the answer. So I was
I
like,
got
I'm
you.
not going to do it.
I feel
Because
that.
there was one that it was, which of the following is not a supernatural show? And the choices were Charmed,
No.
Seven Heaven,
No, it's
and
not.
I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It was 7
Yep,
7.
Seven Heaven.
Yeah.
That was so much drama in that show.
Come on,
really
party
was.
of 5.
My
Party
favorite
of
That was
Five.
so much- ugh.
my favorite thing to watch online is the in this very episode off of Funny or Die, and they take those old like classic episodes and they like do like a quick like ghetto version of the episode, and then at the end they're like, so the moral of this episode was this. So there's one from Seven Heaven where they like pressure her to like to do drugs, and then they're like, yeah, at the end the person who gave her the drugs disappeared, so she must have fucking died. The moral of the story, the moral of the story is don't do drugs.
That's nice. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that helps.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the moral of every story.
It's
Yeah,
true.
but she was addicted. They were trying to get her to do caffeine pills because they're like, because you can't say cocaine on Friday nights on ABC because it used to be part of the Friday
Yeah.
night thing.
Yes.
So like all the episodes are like that where they use like a different drug or they're like, oh yeah, we had punch. So yeah, because you can't say drinking vodka on Friday nights on thing. But they do all the shows. They'll do like Full House and they do Boy Meets World and Smart Guy and they even did what's the one with
Didn't they do Saved by the Bell too?
yeah, they do Saved by the Bell. They do a whole one about Zach Morris, how he's just trash. Like, that's the name of the series.
Mm.
And it's just talking about how like every episode he manipulates everybody to do whatever he wants. And then at the end they're like, and that is why he's trash.
That's nice.
But I love watching those. Yeah, there was one about when DJ doesn't in Full House where DJ doesn't eat and they go to the gym and she passes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like they're like, look at these horny dads chasing this girl to the thing when she's trying to just do yoga. And then they're like, yeah, you probably passed out because all that water didn't do anything for you. And it's like just going into the moral of the story is just eat.
So have you guys watched Fuller House? Like,
No.
No.
I gave it a go, and
I was
it
gonna
was a
say,
no.
so y'all, I know that y'all basically grew up with Full House, and then now there's Fuller House.
Mhm.
But is
Full
it
House is better.
I like
Full House is better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just gotta just redo it right. If you don't, it's just.
I just
That's all the reboots. Most reboots.
I didn't watch either one.
you need
Wow,
to.
Jose, wow.
Well, I'm sorry. I picked my culture that I
Okay,
intake
Jose,
very
so-
selectively.
Growing up, what did you watch?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what did?
A lot of cartoons on Cartoon Network. A lot of stuff in Spanish because Venezuelan household. But I definitely did
you
not watch.
novelas?
Yeah. Ugly Betty.
La Rosa de Guadalupe.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know the names, but let me tell you, I've seen a couple. I know the beats. Someone gets slapped at some point, and it gets real intense from
They
there.
get
That's a
slapped in
fact.
Spanish.
It's good. I feel like they should
Stairs in Spanish.
there should be the little like sound effect when someone gets hit, like in the comics. Bam! Right on there too.
Okay, so
It's a Batman show.
as a kid, and you got home from school, what was like your lineup of cartoons to watch?
There was no cartoons because I was playing Xbox.
Anna.
I was getting very good at sports video games, and that is all I can do.
I was gonna say before Xboxes, but he was born when it already existed. Damn him.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I can really remember getting my Xbox, but I don't remember anything before then. So,
Dom, what about you? What was your go-to lineup?
For cartoons from coming home from school.
Yeah.
Ooh, at the time they had like Teen Titans on.
Oh yeah, I
the
love Teen
the
Titans.
good Teen Titans animated.
that was
Yes.
good too.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
they had that. Also the original Powerpuff Girls that were on during the time.
Oh,
Cat
banger.
Dog,
They used to show
and then
they used to show
Angry
Pokemon.
Beavers.
They used to show Pokemon after. Now that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about it.
they do.
Pokemon were there. during the
Bangers.
time. Digimon was a big thing.
Did
as
not
well.
watch. but-
Zaboomafoo.
Did y'all
Yeah.
watch?
Boomapoo.
Kodioko.
I was,
I was gonna say, did y'all watch Code Lyoko?
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah, I've
Code
seen that
Lyoko.
one.
I don't know what
I
that
have
is.
no idea what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
What?
they went into like the computer world to
Yeah.
fight computer viruses.
Yeah.
Basically.
It
As
was
one
like
I think I heard that
video
one.
game that they would go into and that they would fight.
I was watching
others.
Cubic.
Tron.
It was like
basically.
Tron.
Cubics,
Tron.
Cubics, the robot.
They also had Beast Transformers.
Yes.
I
I
watched
saw that.
Totally
They were like-
Spies. I love
Yeah,
Totally
cheetahs,
Spies.
gorillas.
Ben
So-
10 is a big time.
So-
Ben 10.
So
Ben
I was
10.
gonna say I got to go through like 3 different generations.
Dragon Ball
So
Z was my main though.
when
Oh,
I was
yeah.
in
Dragon Ball,
elementary,
Dragon Ball Z.
I got to go through PBS. So I had the Zaboomafoo, the Zoom, the Carmen San Diego.
The Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what else.
Yeah,
Then about
Inuyasha.
late elementary, early middle school, my parents were finally able to get a
Sailor
good
Moon.
deal and getting extra cable boxes for the rooms. So then that changed from there. That's when it started going to Nickelodeon and Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And then my teenage years, like Jose, I got
Remember
video
when
game systems, so I
Nickelodeon
didn't
used
watch
to be on
anymore.
Channel 9?
I was never on Channel 9.
It was like Channel 9 and then Channel 17, and then later on, it was on regular cable for a moment. But then it started changing with the whole
Mm.
cable wars.
It was in the mornings on Saturdays. They would have
And
ABC,
Nick at Night with
Disney.
George Lopez.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
George
that's
Lopez
right.
Yeah.
at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You'd
well,
wake
I
up and
remember
be right
that.
there.
And Me TV,
Yeah.
parents would watch that all the time.
So what about you? Now that well, you're
You
not
got
in
time
school
for
right now, but when you did go home
Right.
from school, like what shows did you watch?
SpongeBob and that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
Not
my-
bad.
SpongeBob's good.
Not
It's a
bad.
I know, I was
classic.
gonna say I'd watch SpongeBob too.
All
My
right.
brother would get mad because I would watch you know, they always play the episodes and it's like the same episodes.
It seems
And he's
that,
like,
yeah.
aren't you tired of watching it already? And I'm like, fuck you, bitch. No. I
Mhm.
fucking love SpongeBob.
We even went to the musical.
Yeah, we
right?
went to the musical.
That's right.
Oh, it was
Yeah, it was
so
super
good.
good. I love
good.
Hilarious.
The only thing that I felt like it needed was more
Yeah.
Squidward.
Oh.
That's it.
Yes, Squidward character. I mean, everything was so good. As a matter of fact, I found the playbook yesterday going through stuff, cleaning. But
Sadly, I
It was so
missed
good.
that one.
So,
Oh,
Jose, what is your
Sad.
favorite SpongeBob episode?
Oh, you can't
It's
ask
probably the halftime performance one. I mean that's a
that's a
classic.
classic.
me.
Or chocolate, the one where they're selling chocolate. That's a good one.
They said
Like-
chocolate.
I like the Larry Pinhead one where Sandy goes into hibernation.
Who you calling Pinhead?
I'm Dirty Dan.
Who you call?
I'm dirty.
You
Dan.
can't ask me that because I have a lot of favorites.
You have to pick
Same.
one.
You gotta choose
Okay,
one.
wait.
dog.
You know
Oh,
something
Can
funny?
I chime in
No.
on this one?
What's up?
My favorite one is where they're playing roles in SpongeBob's, like the mom, the housewife, and taking care of
Yeah.
the baby.
You know what? I know something funny though. This is like very.
Those are
stupid.
just the diapers, and he's just like ripping off the wall, and he's
He's
opening
like-
the house.
No, my favorite one is when SpongeBob has the jellyfish come live with him, and next thing you know they're throwing a rave inside his house, so they won't go to sleep. And Gary's all pissed. He's
Dude,
like,
the songs in that episode were fire. They were awesome. I loved it. Oh my
But
god,
what
you
about
should do a
that
song
crusty
with,
crab pizza?
with the jellyfish song mixed in it.
Sample it.
You want to know something really stupid and funny?
What?
SpongeBob ruined butterflies for me
Oh,
because of that one episode
Yeah.
where it's just like
Well, they're
they're
all
like it's a
freaked out.
monster. It's like
I just like that it would panel back into like a real butterfly.
Yes.
yes, that's what.
I like the one where Mr. Krabs is starting to date Mrs. Puff, and he's like, "What happened to Mr. Puff?" And then it shows up and he's a light.
No, but my favorite all-time episode when SpongeBob's like, he's number one.
Oh yeah. Smitty Weberman Jensen. He was number one.
A floating
So many-
shopping list.
So many references that you don't catch as a kid. So many references. It's good though. It's a great show.
Coral, was it Coral Blue number 9?
Oh yeah, when they're in the boat and then he has to, what is it? He loses his first dollar or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes and picks it up from the sea or something, and he's like, "Oh, there's blue lipstick in here." And SpongeBob's like, "Actually, it's Coral Blue number 5."
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't they.
They just officially came out, right? And said
I was
that
going to
he
say
was-
SpongeBob officially came out as gay
As
or
gay.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people got surprised about that, but there's legit an episode where he's like, "Buy Squidward, buy Mr. Krabs, buy Squidward," and the guy's just like, "You said Squidward price. I like Squidward."
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing about it. I know people are getting upset about like, well, he doesn't need to have a sexuality because he's a sponge. But I just think it's funny because I just think the whole thing is funny because that's everything against what the creator wanted. And now that he's dead, they're just like, fuck it, let's do it.
let's go for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because he was
That's
like,
true.
we're never gonna make another spinoff. And they're like, okay, we're gonna make 3 spinoffs. And he's like, I don't want to do another movie. Okay, cool, we're gonna make another movie. Like everything that he's
Yeah.
like wanted,
But
they've
the
gone
movies were
against it.
fire though. Not gonna lie, the movies were
That's
fire.
it. David
Yeah.
Hasselhoff in it. That's what you
Mhm.
gotta say. They had the
Yeah.
hops.
Both of them.
I also
Mhm.
like the episode where Squidward, they think he's dead, so he's a ghost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was like, so clean my back room. Okay, so first how we clean is we take off the wallpaper and boom, we're done.
And then they're like, what is it? They bring him like the grapes and everything, and then they're like, here's a watermelon.
And then they
for-"
drop it on
Yes,
his
and then they
stomach.
drop it on him.
Or when they're
Poor
trying to take him
Squidward.
to the perfect spot and he's
Yeah.
like too wet, too dry.
Or when he's the art teacher.
Oh, nothing's worse than there. No one. He always thought he could play the clarinet.
Oh yeah,
They were-
that was part of the musical as well. Huh?
and no one like had the enough guts to tell him that he sucked.
Really?
So, yeah.
Part of the musical?
Yeah,
They-
the fact that he was like, I deserve to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
part
yeah.
of this.
That's
And they're
funny.
like, no, you suck. So,
Did they do like songs that from the show, or did they?
No,
do,
In the
like,
very
all
beginning,
original?
like in the very beginning, like
The pirate kicks off the.
Oh
the show,
yeah. Oh, the
yo,
flying.
but in the
Dutchman
very
episode.
beginning,
No,
my
Patty.
favorite part was in the very beginning, like right before all the show starts, you just hear.
That's
It was
funny.
hilarious. I didn't expect to like it as
Yeah.
much,
Well-
and I thought I wasn't gonna like it because I wasn't gonna recognize like similar
Mhm.
songs. It was just great. It was a great production.
Well, that's what
Nice.
happens when John Legend and T.I. decide to do SpongeBob soundtrack.
exactly.
annoying,
Also, the
but
Flying
nothing can beat the
Dutchman
time when we
episodes
saw
were good
Cats.
too.
Oh, yeah. Cats was obviously a million times better.
Yeah, because no, the thing that made it special is that when it started, there was a cat right next to me.
Like
Legit,
it's all
one of the-
pitch black, and then you just see the green eyes, and
Like,
I'm
you
like,
know
"Ah,"
how-
and I'm like this. There's like that.
And I'm like, I'm like having a seizure. I'm like,
Have you guys watched Hamilton since it came out on Disney Plus?
it's
No.
on our
Guys
like.
tried to.
It's on
We're
our
going
to
to.
watch
no,
list.
that's what
really
they want to
interesting. I
watch.
like
I don't
it.
want to watch it.
Is it good, Jose?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Yeah, as someone that doesn't really like musicals that much, I knew this had
Yeah.
a lot of hype to it. And like the first 15 minutes, you're just bobbing your head, like going with the music. You're like, yeah, okay, let's
I
do it.
know.
I was gonna say I heard it was a good play in general.
Yeah, I
More
was
of a
gonna say
rap
every
than
time it comes to
anything.
San Antonio, it's always sold
Sold
out
out.
within
Mhm.
minutes.
It,
Like
the
it is
tickets
just
run like
really
300
good.
per person.
Yeah, and they're expensive too.
So Jose, have you ever seen Grease?
Grease?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been forced to watch it. Yeah. I don't really like. I can't give you the plot points, but I never really got the movie.
Okay, so I didn't even ask y'all. What would y'all watch after school?
Oh God, well, since
Just like-
everybody already determined we're old,
Mhm.
I would
I mean,
watch
there's different generations here.
in
so.
elementary. I would watch Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs.
Oh,
Dang.
okay.
That's on
I
35.
didn't know that.
That was
I used to
elementary.
watch that too.
And then in middle school, I think it was like Doug.
Oh yeah.
Rug-
Oh yeah,
Rugrats.
Doug.
Yeah,
Oh my god! So I feel
but
like
just to be fair, Eric's older.
He was like Donkey Kong Adventures.
no, this is even sad. I feel like Debbie Downer from Saturday Night Live. So like growing up all the way until I was 18, my parents never had cable.
Mhm.
So all I
Really?
had was PBS. So like I watched Carmen San Diego, and by that time I was like, "Fuck this." So like that's why I became a musician because I didn't have shit to watch on TV.
Yeah.
Because
He didn't have
It's
cable.
true.
I'm also start playing the guitar because Carmen San Diego always gets away with it at
Mhm.
the end. So they find her. So
That's how I feel about sports. Like at some point, I was like, why am I watching cartoons when I could just be watching Sports Center all day?
Mhm.
You just see the same highlights I've seen again and again and again. Why wouldn't I do that?
Right.
And then
It's kind of like SpongeBob.
I was gonna say that's how I discovered it was more like when I started playing baseball, and then all the parents would decide to go have a barbecue and get drunk that night. So all of us would watch like the highlights, and we were there at 3 a.m. watching the same highlights that came on at 11. And you're like, oh, I wonder if the top 10's gonna change. Nope, still the same top 10 plays.
That's funny.
So that was my childhood too. Spent a lot of time at Peter Piper's.
Yeah, I think the last 4 years of high school, I didn't have cable either, so I would just watch whatever we could on the antenna.
Yeah.
Messing with it.
Yeah.
It's like your bedtime by the time you find the channel.
because then the Saturday morning cartoons were just bad on public TV. There was like nothing to
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, and yeah, and then Saturday mornings it was like
It was the
Pokemon.
Muppet Babies, unfortunately for me. That's all that was. It was the Muppet Babies.
I was gonna say when I got there, or when it was my Saturday mornings, ABC had just bought, or I guess they had just merged with Disney, so they had the morning before Disney Channel came out. And then I think towards the end they were like, "Here's Hannah Montana, watch it on the Disney Channel." But here it is on Saturdays, and it was like the first episode.
Oh,
I would watch it. I would watch WB Kids whenever they
Mhm.
was. Yeah.
And Fox Kids.
So it was like Pokemon.
All the
Mucha
Power
Lucha
Rangers.
was on there, and
See,
all of that stuff.
Pokemon killed my Power Ranger obsession because it was Pokemon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh killed my Pokemon obsession
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's true.
my parents were only gonna buy one pack of cards, and weren't gonna buy me both at the flea market.
Ew,
Yeah, no.
we had both.
No, like last week, I found like the world's biggest stack of cards held by one rubber band. It's legit like this big, and it's held by one rubber
Damn.
band.
it's a damn good rubber band.
I know.
That's the rubber
We
band.
love that.
They
word,
don't make
band.
rubber bands like they used to,
No.
guys.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
That was a vintage
And so
one.
me and my brother would duel in Yu-Gi-Oh, and we would duel in Pokemon. Of course, he would always win because he's older.
No, at my school,
Yeah.
I tried to duel, but everyone was like, "No, we collect them here."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's lame.
no, see,
I always wanted the giant dueling wristband thing.
Yes,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
that was cool.
that was
One of my
awesome.
friends had it, and I played him one time, and he literally stood up and played with the thing, and I'm like on the table playing all sad.
you're like,
I didn't have
oh,
one.
shit.
You're like,
I
He's like,
feel you,
I'm
G,
winning.
I
I'm
feel you
winning.
there.
You're like, I'm winning, but it doesn't feel as good.
I mean, he could like literally just walk and see what I'm doing, but I'm just sitting here on the table. It's cool. And then they came out with the dice, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. I couldn't
It's
do that.
turning into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's too math for me. Too much math with Dungeons and Dragons. I have to roll the dice, count. Oh wait, but oh no.
Yeah,
You're like, fuck that.
I played Dungeons and Dragons my freshman year at Oklahoma State, and it was a good time. Let me tell you, it was like 5 hours of great times. But I didn't know what the hell was going on,
Yeah.
and I just let I rolled my dice, and I was like, all right, so what does that mean, guys? I'm just looking around for everyone else's help.
They were
It's
just
all
like,
winning.
You know you're winning when they're all like,
I was gonna
just
say,
looking at their expressions. Oh, I guess that was a good roll.
yeah.
I hate that shit because the person that doesn't know shit is always the one that ends up winning. And
He's like-
Exactly.
He's like, did I collect go? Rayo uno.
Do I get to yell? No.
Bingo.
Let me tell you, Donnie, the person that didn't know shit definitely won today.
No, you know some of yourself.
I'll come up with some harder ones next time around.
You've been paying
You gotta
attention,
represent the
Jose.
Zillennial generation.
And we represented well today.
Yeah,
It's
we did.
whatever.
Thank you.
It's all right. I'll come up with some. I'll come up with some tougher questions.
These old millennials don't know shit. Nah.
Well, see, we were gonna kind of
No,
make
we
it.
do know shit. We just don't remember.
We'll see. We'll see.
Right.
I was gonna actually kind of make it a little bit more music based since Axe was on the show, but
Oh, I would have missed every single
Yeah.
question, I promise.
So we
yeah.
figured we kind of made it fair.
No, let me tell you, this one over here can quote you stuff like who produced it, what they were eating, what kind of chips they like, the location
Ooh.
of the set, the
Ooh.
like every
How many times
single
they
thing.
breathed?
Mhm. It's insane. Nobody can say like, oh, remember that
Well,
one
'cause,
Metallica
I mean-
song? Oh yeah, did you know that so said it?
Well,
And I
that's
was
the
like,
way. That's the way Dom is with movies. We'll be sitting there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy that from this movie," and then he played the guy in this movie, and then he started off at the Juilliard School doing this, and I'm like,
Like
huh?
in the middle of the movie, I would always
We're
be
really
like,
bad.
"Did you know?" While they were making the movie, and they're like,
Yeah.
Dom, let me introduce you to your new best friend.
So, like-
"No, he'll predict."
No, they don't like the fact that we'll watch a movie in the first 5 minutes. I'll figure out the entire
Yes.
movie,
Oh, he's
and I'll
so
tell
annoying.
them. I go, oh, so they're
No,
gonna die.
it was
and-
like we were watching Star Wars. We were watching the last Star Wars, and like in the movie, it was like, "Oh, I knew that they were gonna do this and do that."
Like,
We're like
what's the
sitting
point?
there in the theater.
Go get popcorn.
But this time I didn't ruin it for them. I waited till the movie was
You
over.
made it to the movie right before it started.
Wow. It
So-
called you out.
So random movie selections. If you have Hulu, there's two movies. They're called Puka. It's about this like weird ass teddy bear thing that like is possessed and it comes to life and kills you.
That's
So there's Puka and Puka
Something you sound
Returns.
interested in?
So Puka Returns just came out this year, and the first one came out in 2018. It's done by Blumhouse, so you know, it's
Oh,
pretty
okay,
good.
okay.
Yeah, there's
So yeah, the first one, the guy ends up getting a job as like the mascot to be the mascot, but the story is that the toys are designed off the costume, not the costume off the toy. But I was watching it before I got here, so I don't really know what the full plot of that one, because we actually watched them in backwards order.
Oh.
Yeah, like, they're supposed to have blue eyes, but like they like turn red and all. that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I've
And then
seen
like
a video on it.
yeah,
on
so
YouTube.
then there's like a toy, and the toy like based on what you said, it decides if it wants to be naughty or nice. So it'll say it either in a demonic voice or in like a nice teddy bear voice, but it'll just randomly pick up what you say and say it. So like when he becomes the monster starts killing, he gets like the red eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in the sequel, one of the guys gets canceled from cancel culture on Twitter. So then he makes up a fake ritual on how to summon like a challenge, and actually ends up being the summon ritual to summon the thing. So now they have to like battle it,
Yeah.
and then it ends where they're probably gonna make a third one. So it was a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
couple hours to stay
So you have
entertained.
Kathy. She said I couldn't follow Dungeons and Dragons when the Big Bang Theory guys played it. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a difficult game to follow.
That's
Yeah.
too much planning. Like that
It's
was,
true.
I only got into RPGs once. Like Final Fantasy came out.
Yeah.
I have every Final Fantasy game from the first one.
And that's a fact.
My
That's
best
a
friend does
straight
too. She
fact.
loves Final Fantasy.
See, it does all the math for you, and it's fun.
Mhm.
No, and then when I started playing it, I was like, when you get the thing, you get to ride around.
The trick-
And,
you
you
go, do I get a-
you're like level 40. I was like, oh,
And you're like, oh shit.
yeah,
yeah.
he started playing Final Fantasy online. He's like, when am I getting the chocobo? I was like, good luck, buddy. It took me a month.
That's funny. So, what's your social media handle so people
Yes.
can get a hold of you?
So he's Axe6 AXE6 on Facebook, DJ Axe6 on Instagram, and DJ Axe6 SA on Twitter.
Aye.
Only because they weren't all available across all platforms. So
Yeah, same thing kind of happened with us.
Yeah.
Yes, but definitely check out the new single out now, Lunatic, which will roll it out to end the show.
and thank you so much, G, for tagging us or tagging me on KRTU because it
Yes.
was featured at 1:15 a.m. on KRTU radio. And of course, it came out on Party 105 BFW. And then on Saturday, it came out on
On
Mod
Mod
Snap. So
Oh, nice.
And then of course tonight, right? You're still going live?
we are
Maybe.
not going live tonight.
No. Okay.
We are,
Sadly.
it is
Apparently-
a holiday weekend and we are taking it seriously.
And the roadies are kind of out of commission.
Yeah, that is.
As we emphasized during this show, we're old.
All right.
Dang it.
So check out
I
Wednesday.
was looking forward to it.
Check out Wednesday for Wild Out Wednesday.
Thank you, Donna.
Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah, so check out Wild Out Wednesday on Wednesdays, of course, and Social Saturday on Saturdays. Easy to remember.
Mhm.
And make sure when you do watch it, like and comment, because that's how you become fan of it. You got to dethrone G here. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way Donna
I'm
can
gonna
get
go
mad.
back.
And
That
knock
way-
him off his high horse.
She's gonna go back and keep like hitting the hearts. Man, I hit the heart like 3,000 times. So it's
I was gonna say
I'm
she's.
gonna like every post,
You
every post.
got to comment too.
and comment.
So every 2 seconds you can see a heart just.
Oh,
Like, what?
so Kathy missed the beginning of the live, so she said, "How old is DJ Act 6?" Just curious.
Just turned 13 on June 1st.
Yeah.
He's this many.
I like that. He does it.
I'm this many. Yeah.
He's I just turned 13. 34.
I'm actually.
He's like, I'm still 12 for the buffets.
Yes, that's what his
He,
parents
gets,
have
he
told
still
him.
gets he still gets a little Wrangler plate. A little Wrangler.
I hate
Buckaroo's
it.
plate.
No, we'll go to a restaurant. He's like, and he'll get the little Wrangler thing.
Hey, we're at Olive Garden. They're like, what? Sir? The Buckaroo plate.
The Buckaroo.
And they're like, okay, sir.
Buckaroo, howdy do.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Mm-mm.
So, with that being said, I'm G,
And Donna.
I'm Dom.
the Spirit of God. So, of course, we're going to lead out with the single again, Lunatic, available on all streaming sites. But 210 Culture, bringing the best of 210 Nation.